He was really bad American pickers Frank Fritz lost the will to live after stroke. His friend claims really tough recovery led to death. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. American Pickers star Frank Fritz died on Monday, September 30, and a close friend believes he passed because he lost his will to live 2 years after suffering a debilitating stroke. Frank died at 60 years old in an Iowa hospice with loved ones, including longtime friend and co-star Mike Wolfe, by his side. In an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun, Frank's close friend Jerry Gendreau revealed the star's difficult recovery after he suffered a stroke in July 2022. Jerry, who owns Barhold Dogs in Savannah, Illinois, where the late star's antique store Frank Fritz finds is located inside, told the U.S. Sun he felt really, really bad. You would go to see him in the nursing home, and one half of his body was completely done. He would lift his arm up and it would just drop. That's got to be tough to be totally bedridden. Jerry explained how Frank grew frustrated because he couldn't come out and say what he wanted to say, though some days were much, much better than others. I've seen this when people get tired, they get tired. I think if you don't have the will to live, you won't, Jerry said. I think Frank could have lived a lot longer if the will to live would have been there. Jerry said he will always remember his friend's spontaneity, the quality that made him a fan favorite on American Pickers. He was truly the comedian who popped out with some of the weirdest and dumbest things that you just go, wow, Jerry said. Frank was pretty much a what you see is what you get guy. His faults were his faults. You can't fault anybody for being what they are. He was a right is right and wrong is wrong kind of person. He made a mark on history. A source previously told the U.S. Sun how Frank struggled in the months leading up to his passing. He has been bad since the stroke and he had been getting worse. He was unable to move the right side of his body. He needed 24-hour care. There was no way he was getting better. Health crisis. The passing comes 2 years after Frank suffered a stroke in his Iowa home in July 2022. Frank was unable to recover from the stroke fully as he was rushed to the hospital 4 times in 2022 and 2023 from pneumonia and a seizure. He was left wheelchair-bound and returned to a rehabilitation center after the hospital stints. He can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances, a source previously told the U.S. Sun in August 2023. Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right side. CONSARVATORSIB. Frank's close friends filed for a conservatorship and guardianship for him in August 2022. Midwestone Bank acted as Frank's conservator, while his close friend Chris Davis was his guardian. Because of his stroke, Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to care for his own safety or to provide for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, or medical care without which physical injury or illness may occur, documents obtained by the U.S. Sun read. Mr. Fritz's decision-making capacity is so impaired that he is unable to make, communicate, or carry out important decisions concerning his own financial affairs. Decisions must be made for Mr. Fritz's care and placement while he continues to recover and receive treatment for his injuries. The appointment of a guardian and conservator was deemed necessary to avoid immediate harm to him. In July 2024, conservator Midwestone demanded Frank's finances be transferred to them because he needed skilled and long-term nursing care at the time. Tragic loss. Mike, 60, announced Frank's passing the morning after his death, as he wrote on Instagram, "It's with a broken heart that I share with all of you that Frank passed away last night. I've known Frank for more than half my life, and what you've seen on TV has always been what I have seen. A dreamer who was just as sensitive as he was funny. The same off camera as he was on, Frank had a way of reaching the hearts of so many by just being himself. Who would have ever dreamed we would share the cockpit of a white cargo van in front of millions of people interested in our adventures? Before the show, we would take off together to places we never knew existed with no destination in mind, and just the shared passion to discover something interesting and historic. The U.S. Sun obtained exclusive photos of Mike 60 outside of his Iowa vacation rental in his hometown of Lake Claire, Iowa on Wednesday, October 2. Mike appeared somber in the photos as he focused on making renovations to the home. The U.S. Sun also obtained photos of Mike's brother Robbie, who replaced Frank on the History Channel show. He also appeared down as he was seen chatting with customers at his shop United Motors in Davenport, Iowa. Ignoring Frank. Frank's Guardian previously told the U.S. Sun of funeral plans for the late History Channel star. There will be a celebration of life in the future. It will be big. Fans can attend. We already have several bands who want to play in it, including my band. This will probably take place in the spring. Chris added of his close friend, "I will say Frank loved his fans, and he passed away peacefully with friends at his side." Frank appeared on American Pickers from 2010 to